In this video, we're going to talk about doing arithmetic operations on functions. Operations on functions and domains. Given two functions, f and g, or f of x and g of x, then for all values of x for which both f of x and g of x are defined, the functions f plus g, f minus g, f times g, and f divided by g are defined as follows. The sum, f plus g of x, you would just add the two functions together. The difference, you would subtract, and you would pay attention to the order that you're subtracting in, f minus g. If it was g minus f, then you would write g first. You have to remember, you have to pay attention to the order when you subtract. F times g, you would just multiply the two functions together. F divided by g, you would just make a fractional or rational function. If they're not divisible, you could leave your answer as a fraction. And remember, g of x is never allowed to be 0 because 0 cannot be in the denominator of a function or of a fraction, period. So let's look at a couple of examples of combining functions with arithmetic. Find f plus g of x, given f of x equals 6x plus 17, and g of x equals negative 8x minus 2. So the plus means we're just going to add these together. So f plus g of x would equal 6x plus 17 minus 8x minus 2. We're just going to combine like terms when we add. So 6x minus 8x would be minus 2x. And then 17 minus 2 would be plus 15. So just some easy elementary algebra here in combining your like terms. In problem number 2, it says find f minus g of x. So we're going to actually subtract g from f. So f minus g of x, write f first. So you have 3x squared plus 6x minus 1 minus g of x, which is 9x squared plus x minus 10. Now, if you remember from earlier algebra courses, since we have the minus sign in front of the parentheses, I'll distribute that negative across those terms. So this will be 3x squared plus 6x minus 1 minus 9x squared minus x, and then plus 10. Then just combine your like terms. 3x squared minus 9x squared is negative 6x squared. 6x minus 1x would be plus 5x. And then lastly, negative 1 plus 10 would be plus 9. F times g of x, we know this is multiplication because f and g are both beside each other with no operator between. So when they're right up against each other, that means multiplication. So we're going to do the same thing here. F g of x, 6x plus 17 times negative 8x minus 2. So I have to multiply these two polynomials together. Now in this example, it just so happens they're both binomials, so all I will do is the FOIL method to combine those. So first, outer, inner, last. First, 6x times minus 8x is negative 48. X times x would make x squared. Outer terms, 6x times minus 2, that's negative 12x. Inner, 17 times negative 8 would be negative 136x. And then lastly, 17 times negative 2 is negative 34. Last step to combine like terms. Only have the one squared term. Negative 12 minus 136. That would be negative 148x. Then minus 34. Good old-fashioned multiplying polynomials together. And then lastly, we're going to make the function f divided by g. So f will be on top, 3x squared plus 6x minus 1. G would be on bottom. Now, pretty much that's all I can do in this problem. You probably cannot divide. This is like a smaller polynomial divided by a larger one. The only thing that you possibly could do is maybe factor and cancel, but in this case, this is as far as we can go.